I am not Morgan Freeman, and what you see is not real. Well, at least in contemporary terms, it is not. What if I were to tell you that I am not even a human being? Would you believe me? What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and make sense of the information our senses receive? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real? Or is it simply the ability to feel? I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality. Now, what do you see?
Tax policy is not about punishing people. It's about giving everybody a shot, giving everybody an equal prospect. And so what I call for example, there's overwhelming evidence now that the idea that the capital gains...
Why are you pointing at me? I didn't do it. I'm on. I'm on what? Sniff. Don't touch. Oh, I'm on, right.
But the first question tonight is far more basic than that. Who exactly is Joe Biden, this man who claims to be our president? We probably ought to find out. Put that on the to-do list. The truth is, as of tonight, we don't really know. We have no clue what Joe Biden actually thinks, or even if he's capable of thinking. He hasn't told us. No one's made him tell us. For a full year now. That's by design. In fact, it's becoming clear there is no Joe Biden. The man you may remember from the 1980s is gone. He no longer exists. What remains is a projection of sorts, a hologram designed to mimic the behavior of a non-threatening political candidate. Relax! Joe Biden's here. He smiles a lot. Everything's fine. That's the message from the vapor candidate. Don't think too much. What remains is a projection of sorts, a hologram designed to mimic the behavior of a non-threatening political candidate. Relax! Joe Biden's here. He smiles a lot. Everything's fine. That's the message from the vapor candidate. Don't think too much. So who's running the projector? We've assumed that Kamala Harris was historically unpopular because she's historically incompetent and fake. We assume she earned her low approval numbers. And we're not alone in that. Lots of other people have come to the very same conclusion. There's currently a debate among software engineers about whether Harris is even of biological origin, or instead the product of a classified government AI project gone wrong. There's currently a debate among software engineers about whether Harris is even of biological origin, or instead the product of a classified government AI project gone wrong. Or instead the product of a classified government AI project gone wrong. Or instead the product of a classified government AI project gone wrong. We don't know the answer, but we certainly understand the question. She's that synthetic.
I was just banned from Twitter. But God only knows when I will say something that the invisible powers that be, including some that are artificially intelligent nature, There are more reasons, but that's a good start.
With no human contact and fear, and fear, fear.
Deemed hazardous. Will you comply?
You can kiss my ass. Stop it! Stop!
Stop cussing and go home.
Okay.
You have been deemed hazardous. Will you comply?
Spoon, watch out, man!
Hey, look.
Oh, mother damn, she just shot at you with her eyes closed, Spoon.
Hey! Did you just shoot at me with your eyes closed?
Oh, she is shit hot, man. You gotta put her to work for you. She is...
Stop cussing.
Hey,
So the government has overstepped its bounds, way overstepped its bounds. God never, ever ordained government to do what government is doing today. It's way beyond God's intention. Government had a simple purpose: punish evildoers and protect those who do good. And to show you how perverted the government is, it is basically committed to protecting the people who do evil and punishing the people who do good. It's been reversed. Millions of people pouring in over the border, millions of people committing crimes, and you want to defund the police, and you want to eliminate any kind of law.
Like the Canadian police sided with the tyrants, the Dutch cops are doing the same. Police drawing their sidearms on peaceful protesters and opening fire on them.
Nee joh, hey, wapens jongen, wapens! Hey, bolla, rij weg jongen, rij weg!
Using undercover agents and provoking violence to shut down peaceful gatherings. Because the globalists are not taking no for an answer. And while you may back the blue, chances are that they won't back you.
Police forces across the Western world have become little more than hired thugs for authoritarian states during this entire COVID hoax. And the excuse that they were just following orders or just doing their jobs is simply not an argument. How is that supposed to justify anything? You think that it's okay to infringe upon people's rights and freedom of movement because you're being told to do so by the government and paid through taxpayers' money? Is any tyranny supposed to be justified by the public because the person doing it is being paid? What kind of an argument is that? A hitman or an assassin is paid to follow their orders as well. Does that make their line of work okay?
So the government, you can tell, is flipped on its head. And it is going to punish the people who want to uphold the law, and it's going to reward the people who want to violate the law. And you have it to the degree that in the name of an emergency, the president or whoever influences him, he's the ventriloquist dummy, but whoever is influencing him, he's just making willy-nilly laws all over the place. Like you're not vaccinated, you lose your job and things like that. It's just endless. That isn't protecting anybody. When the government reaches into your life and begins to destroy it, destroying businesses, destroying jobs, destroying lives, when the government proudly says we now have a new passport with an X on it. For those of you who aren't male or female, we are proud to announce the first transgender general in the health services. That's the great achievement of a government that is completely corrupt. Completely corrupt. To submit to that government, however submit to that government. And least of all, if they told us not to meet, we would defy that because we would declare, as we did declare, Christ is the head of the church, not Caesar.
Fear and fear, fear. I feel much better with no human contact.
Ferguson began to wonder, can we create a model like this for anyone? A model that looks, talks, and acts just like them. So I set out to see if this could be done, and eventually came up with a new solution that can build a model of a person using nothing but these existing photos and videos of a person. And here's how it's working so far. First, we introduced a new technique that can reconstruct high-detail 3D face model from any image without ever 3D scanning the person. And here's the same output model from different views. This also works on videos by running the same algorithm on each video frame and generate a moving 3D model. For George W. Bush, we can just search on Google. And from that, we're able to build an average model and iteratively refine the model to recover the expression and find details like creases and wrinkles.
Whoa, that's just beyond belief.